Make sure everything is still recording. Yep, looks good. I'm going to try to distort this. And just sort of cheat it a little bit. All right, so that's close. Now I'll just use liquify and just sort of make it fit. And we need a little bit more for his little hands. So I'll just sort of fake them. Doesn't really need to be anything perfect. And you know what? We'll do the little thing on his head too. Actually, I feel like that would be more here. Kind of. All right, so we have that basic layer. So let's blur that some. And now we'll, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do? So I want to alpha lock this. I want to make a shadow. So I'm going to make a new layer, make this darker. And now I'm going to make a shadow close to, right underneath him. Oops. So this dark shadow is just to show that he's on the ground. So now what I want to do is make a layer in between the base shadow and that dark. Make a new layer, and I'm going to make that an add layer as well. And we're going to go back to our add layer color. Might have to go a little lighter. We'll see. So now I'm going to slowly build this up as though the light is coming through him, because he's sort of jelly-like. And I'm actually going to dither. I think I'm obsessed with that word now. Hardly know what it means, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to dither the shadow, because the further the shadow gets away, the lighter it would be, I think. Wow, that's too bright. Let me just erase around this. I didn't mean for it to be that insane. That's super bright. Just dial that down some. That's not bad. So let me do the soft brush smudge and just sort of smudge it some. And just right now I'm just kind of doing what looks right. Like you can't really see the fingers and stuff like that, so I don't think I really need that. It also doesn't look, it looks sort of unbalanced. So let me just drag this down a little bit until it looks right. clear this. Do I want to? I don't know. I'm not really crazy about that. Let me see if I make it a better shape. Let's see. Okay, I think this is too sloped. I think that's what's kind of bugging me. So I'm just gonna delete this. I'm gonna clear that layer, and I'm just gonna try it again. So I'm gonna take this blue, and I'm gonna do a manual shadow. Oops. So I'll do a manual shadow. That might actually even still be a little too. That's better, because I think I was just making it too deep. So it was almost like he was on like a slope. And I want him to be standing, I don't want him to be standing on a slope. I want him to be fairly level with us. So, I mean, he's still on a slope, but that's definitely better. It's less slopey. It's two things I don't like with my artwork: when it's too slopey, too sloppy. I said it. Okay, I like that. That looks better. So let me Gaussian blur this a little bit. You might not even need to be Gaussian blurred. That seems to be like not looking right. So I'm just gonna not do it. But I'm still gonna do this. So now I already have that layer beneath. So now I'm just gonna do that. Let me erase some of it. So it's actually spreading out a little too much. So I'll erase some of it, and let me see if I dither this shadow instead of like blurring it. Let's see if I Gaussian blur it now. Oh, that actually looks nice. Maybe I just needed more blur. Double that. Looks nice. What if I distort it and sort of stretch it out some? Oh, that's what we need. I like that. I definitely like that. And I'll erase a little bit around the side. Oops, daisies. I'll erase a little bit around the sides so I can sort of contain the shadow to like the front of him. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that looks kind of cool. So the only thing I want to play around with is, I guess I can't really play around with it too much. A little bit less shadow. And these let's change some colors. Let's change some colors of lines. I think we're close here. So for this, I'm just going to change that. We'll see what the whole thing looks like with that color. Still doesn't really look right. Let's see what happens if we slowly erase. Oh, that kind of makes it ugly. What do we do here? What do we do? What do we do? Well, first of all, I definitely have to erase some of this. That's better. You know what? Maybe we'll just maybe we'll use a lighter color for this side. Whoops. So we'll use a lighter color for that side and then a darker color there. I kind of want to just erase it though. I feel like kind of just want to erase it. I mean, these are the hard decisions. So I'm just going to erase it and merge all these. I'm sick and tired of all these. What is this? Oh, that's his teeth. I mean, it's definitely extra work, but those lines were looking terrible. So now I'm just gonna now I just want to salvage these clear droplets. I think smudge will work. You know, that's kind of where hand-drawn comes into it. You know, sometimes you just have to just hand-draw things. You know, they might not be super, super perfect. And I feel like these need to be on the other side. So let me just switch. Let me switch this. Whoops. I haven't really drawn like teardrops and stuff in a while, so sometimes I just mess up. And I'll reverse things. But I'm pretty sure that this should be on this side. Okay, that's better. Same thing with probably, this doesn't need to be here. Just let the highlight live on its own. leave a little bit of it. Okay, so let's go back to the lines and let's see what we can get away with if we just make these lines a little bit lighter. We don't have to erase them completely, but erase this line a little bit. Okay, these are a little dark too, so I'll just erase these a little bit. That way nothing is like, I don't want any of the lines to be really, really dark. I'll even lower this. I don't want attention to be on the lines. So that's why I'm getting rid of them. I want the attention to be on this little rascal. And now I have to take it off alpha lock. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So now, last but not least, let's, what layer should I do this on? Maybe I'll just do it on this layer. Okay, so I'm going to select the body, and I'm going to go back to that shadow layer, and I'm going to use a dark blue. Let's see what it looks like, because I need to make shadows of like the hand and stuff. So I'm going to make a new layer, multiply, and I'm going to lower the opacity really, really low. Maybe even a little lower than that. Well, I'll leave it there so you guys can see it. So now I'm just going to make the shadows. Of wherever the light is hitting this side, even though it has that light pop, there would still be a shadow. Or at least in my world, there would still be a shadow. There you go. Now the shadow for this arm. Here. Like so. Now the shadows from the eyes. And the shadow from this eye. Okay, oh, maybe a little bit of, maybe even the shadow from this thing, maybe? I don't know. Let me make it a little lighter. I like that. Pretty happy with that. All right, so I think I'm, oh man, it's 12:30, so much longer than I thought it would be. But I will, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. Looks as good as I wanted it to look. You can always have some fun and sort of play with the levels here. Like if I make this even lighter, then it looks even more clear. Here it's pretty dark. Now it looks even more sort of jelly-like. And what layer was that? And even the layer modes. You can play with the layer modes. That looks really interesting. That's kind of cool. I love playing with the layer modes. Multiply is nice. add is actually kind of nice too. Just try to find one where it looks most jelly-like. Anyway, yeah, let me stop playing with this. So yeah, this is our little guy. This is old, 2014, I think. And here is 2021. And I know a lot of people on Facebook are going to be like, I like the old one, I like the old one. The old one's cool, he's cute, but there is just a lot of issues with it. So I had to do a remake. And I love that you guys hung in there with me. Hopefully you hopefully some of this makes sense and you just pick up some things that I'm doing that make sense and incorporate it. This is a lot. I use a lot of layers, but hopefully I kind of talked you through why I make some decisions. And also, you know, it's good to know that I mess up just like everyone does. It's just normal. You know, it's just, can you just keep going and figure out how to get through what you want to get through. So, all right. Love you guys. Keep drawing. I'll see you in the next video.